Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome to NACS Racing North American Circuit Series. I'm your host, Sidonian Muse. Tonight for race 17 of Season 1 of NACS, we are here in the country of Italy at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Bit of a smaller group tonight, folks. We got several guys who are all out doing stuff. You know, it's December, it's getting close to Christmas. You know, people are going on their taking their Christmas vacations and all that jazz. We're also missing Great Ace, Vodka Victory's teammate tonight in the Aston Martin. He's currently doing a charity stream. I believe for IUF1, they're doing a 24-hour charity stream. So don't forget to check out. You can go check out Great Ace's stream and donate to children in need. It's for a good cause, and they've been doing it all day and all night. So make sure you show them some love as well. But tonight we have Vodka Victory, who's currently leading our Drivers' Championship at the moment. Slavage repping the Alpine, Abrupt in the AlphaTauri. His teammate Beaver still on holiday, will be back with us next week. Slingshot and Druply in the Alfa Romeo. And Sparky and Jelly in the McLarens. Neither Red Bull here tonight, unfortunately. So this is it, I'm afraid. Small group, but we've had other races where we've only had 7 or 8 people, and they've still turned out great. So hopefully that will be the same thing tonight. Hopefully we can still have a good race here at Monza. Here we go. You guys are going to ready up here now. We're going to have a short qualifying to set the grid for a 27-lap race here at Monza. We also run dynamic weather and no assists in NACS, in case this is anyone's first time watching. So, very difficult to drive no assists in this game, so good on these guys for being able to do it. And also dynamic weather. So there's always that chance for rain. However, it doesn't really, I find personally in this game, it doesn't really rain that often at Monza. So hopefully the guys are in the clear tonight, especially after the rain in last week's sprint race at Zandvoort. If you haven't checked that out yet, you can go check that out. You know, it's probably, I think it still might be up on our Twitch right now, but it will also be up on our YouTube channel, NACS Racing. So you can go check out any of our previous races we've done so far this season on that YouTube channel. Here we go, 18-minute qualifying session to set the grid. As far as I'm aware, Druply fortunately managed to show up tonight, though he has been having some weird issues with his equipment that he's trying to sort out. So from what I've been told, I believe he's actually going to just straight up start from the back of the grid. So no matter what happens, I'm pretty sure Druply in the Alfa Romeo, or as his name shows there, M-Tray, I'm pretty sure he will be starting from the very back of the grid in 7th. But there's not a huge group of people tonight, so that's not the end of the world. But he's going to try to just finish the race and take it a little easy tonight. As you can see, Vodka Victory's first person out on track, and Sparky in the McLaren is coming out next. But we're going to hold on with Vodka Victory for the moment. Again, the benefits for these guys, for there being less people tonight, is that they're going to have a more clear track for themselves to get these quali laps in. Not going to have to worry about traffic too much. Just get my level set there. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. But as you can see, Vodka, the two McLarens, and Slingshot are already out of the pits. Starting their hot laps here at Monza. Setup's going to be very important. I'm very interested to see who pulls time on who on the start-finish line straight away here. Because it's going to be very apparent who got a good setup on tonight. Because as most people are aware, this is the highest average speed track on the entire calendar, I believe. So it's going to be very fast. And if someone crashes, it's not going to end well for them. Especially on turn 1 there, as you see Vodka coming up through that chicane there. Guys, gotta take it easy there at that chicane or things will go down. Incidents will happen. Vodka victory here, trying to set the first time to beat tonight. We'll see. It's through Sector 1, no problem. For Sector 2 here now. Vodka victory. Also trying to bounce back after a rough weekend last week at Zandvoort, where he spun on the final turn of lap 1 and ended up, unfortunately, getting collected by Smoke in the Red Bull. So on lap 1, Vodka and Smoke both kind of took each other out. Oh no, Vodka, unfortunately, that's going to cost him some time there. He almost lost it on that curb, but as I said, he unfortunately was taken out on the very first lap of the race last week, so he's hoping to do better tonight and get some more points. Because at this point, Vodka's kind of in a similar position to how Jenson Button was in the 2009 season, where he's acquired a good lead for himself over the first half of the season. So now in the second half, he kind of just has to play it safe, and even if he's not winning some races, at least still finishing them, up on the podium to secure that, secure the first ever Drivers' Championship in NACS. But regardless of Vodka's little issues with the curb there, he still gets a solid 121.3. It is beaten by Jelly with the 120.5, but we'll see if Vodka, if he gets another lap underway and manages to, he should be able to get into the 120s as well. And possibly fight Jelly for pole, looks like. Slingshot, as you can see, Slingshot also had a great time there. Basically the same as Vodka, 121.3. So we'll see exactly what he's capable of tonight as well. He's looking really good here right now. As I said, his teammate will be starting from the back, though. Taking it easy, so Sling will be probably up further. Meanwhile, here comes Slavage around the final corner here now, just finishing his hot lap. Let's see what time he posts. He was looking really quick in practice as well. Slavage going to cross line with a 121.7. That's going to put him up to 4th for now. A couple tenths slower than Vodka and Slingshot. That's nothing to scoff at. Still a super solid time there for Slavage. Sparky unfortunately invalidated. That's why Sparky went around again, invalidated. But he has enough fuel. He's going again here. So we're going to hold on with Sparky, see if he can improve his time. Should be able to. This will be his first real hot lap of the qualifying. Here we go, Sparky coming to the final sector now. Gotta be careful here, though, where he could lose it if he's not careful. Could lose it all. But, looks like he gets through there no problem. Now all he has left is the final corner. And this could be a really fast lap from Sparky. Could shoot him up there with his teammate. Comes around the final corner now. And boom, just like that, Sparky sets provisional pole here at Monza with a 1:19.7. Almost a full second faster than his teammate. At the moment, what a wicked flyer lap from Sparky there. Just had enough fuel to get it done. Just barely had enough fuel to get it done. And now he's going to have to crawl his way back to the pits. Wow, good stuff. See, Jelly is going to be making another attempt here as well. Drupally, again, wants to start from the back, so it makes sense he hasn't come out from the pits or even posted the time. Abrupt, though, likes to usually wait till halfway into the qualifying once there's rubber on track for him to start his attempt, so I'm sure we'll see Abrupt come out shortly and we'll hop on with him. Looks like Slingshot has also come back out of the pits again, so he's also going to be starting a new hot lap here soon as well. Jelly absolutely flying around that corner. He's coming to the final sector here now. Let's go on board with him. As we can see, Vodka Victory has managed to improve his time. Jelly invalidates. Jelly invalidates. That's going to be it for Jelly. Jelly's going to have to go back into the pits and wait to come out again. Unfortunate for him, but Vodka Victory does improve his time slightly. Gets into the 120s, 120.9. But that is still 1.2 seconds slower than Sparky's provisional pole time at the moment. Most of the guys have gone back in. Vodka Victory here. It looks like he's also low on fuel. He's going to be going back in here soon as well. But as we're saying that, Slingshot here starts another hot lap. So let's see if Slingshot can improve on his time. As I was saying, yep, there was Vodka. He's going to have to go back into the pits. Slingshot's out on track, and so was Abrupt. Abrupt has now finally come out of the pits, and he's going to do his first hot lap at Monza as well. In the AlphaTauri. Here we go, Slingshot. Pretty sure he is on a hot lap. Yep, he is burning ERS. See how Sling handles this final sector. He is up a 10th on his time right now. It's through there nice and cleanly. Let's see if he's able to improve at all. Slavage also improved on his time. Got a 121.5, so he's now only 2/10 behind Sling. So Sling does kind of need to defend his 4th place position here. Secure that, at least start in the 2nd row of the grid. And boom, there goes Sling. Improves by almost 10.5, a 121.1. Great lap from Sling there, only 2/10 off of Vodka Victory's time. That's definitely something to be happy with. Meanwhile, Abrupt is out here now. Let's hop on board with him. Oh, but as we see there, Abrupt goes over the curb there. Unfortunately, that is going to invalidate Abrupt, so he is going to have to go around once more. Unfortunately, Abrupt is going to have to go around again. It happens. It does happen on that corner. Pushing it a little too hard. So he's going to be going around again here. Let's see what Abrupt can do. And no, Abrupt is actually going to have to abandon it. Having to take the side road there. Abrupt having to abandon his lap, actually. And he's having to let Slavage go on. Slavage actually out on the mediums right now, funny enough. I don't know if it's going to be possible for him to really improve on them. Jelly is also now here out on for another attempt. The attempt that he didn't get last time, because he invalidated in the final sector. He's out here now once again on a hot lap. And we'll see what he can do if he can get into the 119s with his teammate. Purple sector 1 for Jelly, but around the same. Not saving too much time there. So he definitely has sector 1 down. It's more so going to come down to sector 2 and 3 here. Let's go on board with Jelly. Oh, and he's actually slowing down. Jelly actually slowing down here to let his teammate go. Even though his teammate is currently is not improving right now, but Jelly abandons his lap to let his teammate go, and now Jelly is gonna go around again, I'm guessing. Vodka Victory coming out of Sector 2 is up to 10, so this just got interesting. 5 minutes left of the qualifying session. Lucky he doesn't invalidate there where Jelly did earlier. Vodka is up some time here, he could improve. Here he goes, Vodka Victory crosses the line with a 120.2. A 7/10 improvement for Vodka Victory puts him up ahead of Blue Jelly for the time being. In second position, 120.2. Obviously, though, Jelly is going around again here, but he's currently down time once again. Jelly getting caught up in traffic, funny enough, I think. Yeah. So that definitely works out in Vodka Victory's favor for now. Said 120.2. Still a ways off from Sparky, but does get him ahead of Jelly regardless. Slavich still out here on the mediums. He's going to have to go back in. He might get like one more attempt in if he can go in time and get to the softs. Abrupt, with 4 minutes left of the qualifying session, Abrupt has also gone back into the pits, has still not posted a clean lap time here at Monza. And he got less than 4 minutes to do so. So Abrupt needs to quickly throw another set of softs on and come right out. He's only going to have another like 2 attempts or so to get an actual clean lap in. And as you can see there, yeah, Abrupt just comes out of the pits there behind Slingshot. Slingshot currently on a hot lap at the moment. See if he's up any time coming out of Sector 2 here. A lot of the guys have gone back into the pits to throw on another set of softs for their final attempt to beat Sparky's provisional pole time of a 119.7. As of right now, it looks like the only people who could possibly do it are his teammate and Vodka Victory. Oh, and Sling goes way over the curb there, but funny enough, does not invalidate. The game lets him off with that one. And just behind him, we'll hop on with Abrupt here now in a second. Abrupt just behind him. Has 2 minutes left. So Abrupt is going to have, only going to have 1 or 2 more shots, like I said, to get a clean lap in here at Monza. Sling doesn't improve. We're going to hop back to Abrupt here now. Abrupt has 2 more chances. Sling's going to let him go. Abrupt giving it his all here. Try to get up. Because otherwise he'll actually start at the back with truthfully. And that That would be hilarious because Drupal specifically said he was not setting a time, so he'd start from the back. Here we go. Brupp does it this time. Does not invalidate on that corner. Coming up to the final sector. Let's see how he handles, in my opinion, the trickiest section here on this track. There you go. He gets through. No problem. Makes it look easy in this AlphaTauri. Team that will be renamed and rebranded for next year's game. Cannot forget that. Here we go. Abrupt crosses the line with a 120.8. That jumps him up to 4th ahead of Slingshot for now. That uses up most of his ERS too, so that's probably going to be it for Abrupt. I don't think he's going to have time to get another lap in. So that 120.8, solid time for Abrupt. That's going to be his final time, I would imagine. Blue Jelly here now is going around on a flyer. Vodka victory is done. Looks like that's going to be Vodka's final time, that 120.2. He has no ERS and he's basically out of fuel. That's going to be it for Vodka. Blue Jelly is on a flyer here, possibly the only person left who has a chance of beating his teammate's time, as Drupal will be starting from the back as he intended to not post a time. Followed by Slingshot and Slavage, both around similar pace. They're going to start 5th and 6th together. Interesting, though, that Slavage didn't come out on another set of softs to try to improve his time. Instead, he just came back out on mediums. And it didn't come out again on softs. Very strange. Not sure what happened with him there, but regardless, he's going to start 6th, with Slingshot starting 5th. And Jelly's going to cross the line here, but it's going to be a 120.3. Just a 10th off Vodka victory's time. That's not going to, unfortunately for Jelly, that's not going to put him on the front row with his teammates. So he will be starting 3rd. So that pretty much guarantees it there. Oh, and Sparky goes wide there. Yep, so that's going to be... That is going to be it for the qualifying session. Congrats to Sparky. Sparky will be starting from pole position with that furiously fast 119.7 that he set earlier in the race. He'll be starting on the front row with Vodka victory, the current leader in our Drivers' Championship. Sparky and Vodka start on the front row together, followed by Jelly and Abrupt on the 2nd row. Vodka is caught between the McLarens once again. And then Slingshot and Slavage starting 5th and 6th, and Drupal going to start from the back. But there we go, folks. Everyone is showing some good pace tonight here at Monza. Especially with such small numbers that we have tonight with only 7 guys. It's very possible for some of these guys who might have had some rough races recently or been on a bad string of races. This could possibly be the turnaround for them. And could definitely shoot them up in the standings. Especially if some of the faster guys like Sparky and Vodka get into it at the start there in turn 1. And oh my goodness, it is going to be wet at Monza. Holy shit. Oh my god, even commentators curse. I said earlier, it doesn't usually rain at Monza. You know, it doesn't really rain here that often. And what do you know? Bam! Rain at Monza. That throws everything out the window. Oh my god. That's absurd. That's crazy. But guys, this is when the drivers like take a quick little 5-minute intermission to prepare themselves for the full race. I'll see you guys back here in 5 minutes time for the full race at Monza. Alrighty, folks, and we're back after that quick little intermission there. And as we can see, it is not just inners wet; it is pissing rain. It is full wet tires here at Monza. This is insane. I think this is the wettest. It's crazy because I said that it usually doesn't rain here that often at Monza, at least in this game anyway. But wow, probably the wettest. Some of the trickiest conditions we've probably seen all season, other than when it rained at Monaco. Yeah, these are some tricky conditions the drivers are going to have to deal with here, especially, you know, you got to brake much earlier, so you got to be careful in that turn one, or else you're going to go right into the back of someone, or you're going to go way off track. So this is going to be about survival for these drivers tonight. All about survival. Everyone starting on the wets. We'll see how long the rain lasts. But because it's starting wets, I would imagine it's going to be raining for most of this race. It might change, though, to inners. To conditions where inners will be applicable. So I'm sure we'll see people swapping to the inners, maybe. But wowzers. Yeah, I would say this is going to be a mostly wet race for these drivers. And this is going to be... For the 7 guys here tonight, this is going to be one of the trickiest races they've had to do all season. Funny enough. But again, like I said, this is a great opportunity for some of these guys to fight their way up and finish on the podium or even win this race. Anyone, this is going to be on the table. You know, these podium positions are definitely going to be on the table for anyone here tonight. That's for sure. Here we go, everyone lining up here now so we can get things underway. Great camera angles from EA. Can't even see the lights, no matter who I'm looking at here. But it's lights out and away we go here at the Italian Grand Prix here at Monza. Sparky from pole position, getting a nice start ahead of everyone else. Vodka Victory going side by side with Blue Jelly here. Both of them pretty close. Come up into turn one. They got to be careful coming through here. Blue Jelly. Oh no, Blue Jelly gets spun there. Looked like he got spun. Someone hit in the back of him there. Looked like it might have been abrupt. Blue Jelly was playing it safe, letting off to not hit into Vodka Victory on turn one. And something actually happened there with Abrupt. Abrupt actually ended up getting spun, so he's now all the way back down 6th with Druply behind in 7th. Slavich here now putting the pressure on Slingshot, fighting for 4th. Slingshot actually goes wide there. Has to come back on track. Sling definitely got a warning for that for sure. So that's already going to add to his warning total in terms of time penalties. Blue Jelly right on the back of Vodka Victory once again, though. But he played it safe. You got to give it props to Jelly. He broke. He wasn't trying to overtake Vodka into turn 1. But something happened there. Abrupt got caught up. I wasn't sure if that was... he was ghosted when he spun, so I couldn't see who it was. If it was... Because Jelly was ahead of Abrupt there, so I'm not sure if Abrupt didn't break in time and tap the back of Jelly or something, or what. I kind of missed out on that there. It happened so fast. I'm not sure if him and the Alfa Romeo Slingshot got in, but here as you see, Jelly and Vodka Victory now going side by side up to the final corner of Monza here in the pissing rain. And Jelly overtakes Vodka Victory for 2nd at the moment. Oh, but Jelly's car nearly swings out on him there, so Vodka takes 2nd right back from him. Just like that, here we go. Slavich, like I said, still putting the pressure on Slingshot. Still cannot get by him yet. Guys, got to be careful with their braking. As you can see, a lot of guys braking way earlier than you'd normally expect here at Monza, but everyone's just trying not to kill each other in the pissing rain at Monza. Druply wasn't kidding that his pace might be off a bit tonight. Currently, on lap 2, he's already 4 seconds behind everyone. Druply is going to have to hope, is just going to try to finish the race and hope that other people mess up. Because, yeah, his pace is definitely affected. His equipment's definitely, he's definitely having some equipment troubles, that's for sure. Sparky's still holding the lead, a little over a second ahead of Vodka. Again, not going to be any DRS in the pissing rain. Oh, but the AlphaTauri of Abrupt goes wide there, actually. Goes off a little bit. So he loses some time there to everyone else, so he's going to fall out of the slipstream. But Slavage going at it with Slingshot once again. These two duking it out. They were duking it out last week at Zandvoort as well. And here they go again, duking it out at Monza. Sling trying to defend as hard as he can. Oh, but Slavage, I thought he had the move done on Slingshot. Gets lucky, just barely keeps it out of the wall. But can he move his car? Yes, he can. He's not beached. Fortunately for him, he is going to be at the far back now, though. But he safely reverses the car, gets it back on track, no problem. Yeah, unfortunate for Slavage. I thought for sure he had that move done and dusted on Slingshot there. But he just broke way too late. Trying to get that move done on Sling. Vodka Victory setting a new fastest lap of the race for now, 134.9. On the wet tires. Still just trying to keep up with Sparky. Fight him for the lead there. The top four pulling away from the others a little bit here now. Just like that, Druply gains a position over Slavage in 6th. Abrupt currently back in 5th, also about 3.5 seconds behind everyone else. After the mistake he made and for what happened at the beginning. Not sure if he'll submit that as an incident clip or not. We'll have to see. Vodka Victory, though, gains a ton of time on Sparky there. Sparky really struggling on that corner. What happened? Sparky really struggling on that corner there. Sparky losing a ton of time to Vodka Victory. He was a second ahead of him, and now he's lost that gap completely. Vodka right behind Sparky now, using all the ERS he possibly can. Going wheel to wheel with Sparky here, down into the corner. And Vodka Victory manages to take the race lead from Sparky. Vodka Victory now leads the Italian Grand Prix. Here are going into the 4th lap of the race. On these wet tires, in these super tricky conditions. Jelly, though, is keeping up with Sparky and Vodka, just staying there. Around that second range. So these top 3 guys getting away from everyone else a little bit. But my goodness, wow, Sparky already burned up half of his ERS trying to catch up to Vodka. Just barely keeping it off the grass there, Sparky. But yeah, I'm unsure what happened there. Sparky's car his car must have started sliding on him and he had to catch it or something, because Sparky was like a full second ahead of Vodka Victory and he just lost all that time. Sparky really having some trouble with this part of the track in the wet. Because, I mean, he was the fastest in qualifying. It showed in the dry. It looked like pace-wise, he would have had this in the bag, but the wet is a whole different beast. As we're seeing here. Oh, Vodka Victory's car actually getting a little slippery there. Almost sliding out on him. He had to catch it there as well. Definitely saw that. That's for sure. Abrupt now only 2.5 seconds behind the next car ahead, which is Slingshot. So Abrupt is gaining time on Slingshot right now. Same thing with Slavage to Druply. Slavage currently 3 seconds behind Druply. I thought he's actually losing some time now, though. But again, it's just we'll have to see when if the rain starts to slow down, when some of these guys will opt to pit for the intermediates. Everyone is getting a little spaced out here now. Sparky trying his best to keep up with Vodka Victory, burning ERS down to only about 1/3 of his ERS left in his tank at the moment. Trying to stay in Vodka's slipstream to help him. That's the thing about Monza. If you fall out of that, there's no DRS in the wet, but if you fall out of that slipstream, as you're seeing, that's why everyone's kind of getting spaced out now. It's because they're not in each other's slipstreams. At least that's what it appears to me, anyway. Sparky is doing his best to try to keep up with Vodka in case Vodka makes a mistake so he can pounce right on it. And we'll come back to Slavage now. Slavage has actually now saved a ton of time on Druply. Oh, and there we go. Drupally is going to let Slavage by. I guess Drupally almost lost the car there. And he figured it was safest to just let Slavage go. So good stuff to Drupally there. Drupally lets Slavage by. Let Slavage take 6th position back. And now Slavage has to fight to catch up to the next car ahead, which is Abrupt. And Abrupt has also lost some time now to Slingshot once again. So the top 3 definitely looking faster than the other guys, but there's definitely still a potential podium in the cards for some of these guys if one of the faster guys messes up. Especially with the strategy calls and when to pit for their set of tires once the rain starts to slow down a little bit. Sparky, basically, it looks like he's basically saving up his ERS for the rest of the lap and then using it all on the start-finish straight is what it looks like to me here. Now he's only half a second behind Vodka, doing a good job. Jelly has fallen behind, though, his teammate. Now 3.5 seconds behind Sparky. Sparky is keeping up with Vodka. Just waiting for his opportunity to strike. And that's exactly what Sparky's doing. As you can see, he's already got his ERS back up over 50% again. So that's what he's going to keep doing. Just saving up his ERS over the entire lap and then using it on the start-finish straight. As he knows that's the best opportunity for him to get by Vodka. Yellow flag in Sector 2, though. Oh, no. Looks like Abrupt has actually gone off there. Oh. Abrupt's car sliding some more. Almost goes right into the wall there, but manages to keep it out. Now he's all the way at the back behind Drupally again. Another huge mistake from Abrupt. I know Abrupt's a big fan of Monza. He's a big fan of this track, but again, you don't expect it to rain here, and when it does, that can really catch some people out, you know? You could be a master of attracting the dry, but the wet is a whole different beast. Here we go, Sparky's going to burn up some more ERS here. Trying to stay at least within that half-second range of Vodka victory. These two guys duking it out for the win tonight. And yeah, he is right there keeping up with Vodka. Doing a pretty good job. Keeping it together. 20 laps to go in the race. Everyone hanging in there so far. Abrupt picks up about 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I imagine he had to go in and fix his front wing. He must have gotten some damage there when he nudged the wall. And no, Abrupt has actually gone into the pits to retire from the race completely. So that is our first driver out tonight. Abrupt has gone into the pits to retire from the race. Got Suki that he wasn't doing good and crashed in the wet and decided to rage quit and retire like a child. But that's all you can do. Driving in conditions like this can be really frustrating for people. They were looking forward to having a nice, clean race, smooth race at Monza, and then shit like, weather like this comes, and it can really frustrate people and piss them off. So Abrupt has retired in the pits, so there'll be no points for him or AlphaTauri tonight. Vodka Victory still holding lead of the race right now. Sparky has actually lost some time to Vodka now, though. Due to the yellow flags, I think the guys must have slowed down a little bit because of the yellow flags or something. So that leaves 6 drivers in the race now. That Abrupt has gone to the pits and retired. Everyone else is still in it for now. And everyone else is still staying out on the wet tires for now. It's still pissing rain. The rain has not subsided yet. Oh, but Drupally also picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. We'll see what Drupally's doing. Nope. Oh no, Drupally has made the call. Jelly picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Our first serious time penalty of the race in terms of track limits. Jelly picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. That could definitely cost him some positions if he's not careful. But as we see here, if you look at penalties, Drupally just got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. The Monza pit lane is already hard enough to slow down to get into without going over the limit, let alone in the wet. So I'm not surprised to see people getting some speeding in the pit lane penalties here in the wet at Monza. But Drupally decides to be the first person of the night to come out on the intermediate tires. Drupally taking the gamble. Give him props for that. Drupally is taking the gamble. He's coming out on the intermediate tires before everyone else. And we'll see if he starts saving any time to the cars ahead, like Slavage and Slingshot. That will be the real indicator as to whether Drupally made the right call or not. Is whether or not he starts saving any time. Because right now he's not really saving any time over the guys in the wets. Well, as I said, Drupally is now the first person to make this call. So everyone else is now going to use this information for themselves, just like the guys in real F1. Oh! And Vodka Victory catches it there. Vodka Victory's car started sliding at the chicane, but he caught it. He did manage to catch it, though. Good stuff to Vodka Victory for catching it, I must say. Sparky has now lost more time to Vodka, funny enough. Now 3 seconds behind Vodka Victory. Like I said, everyone getting spaced out here now. Jelly has that 3-second time penalty, so he has to keep that gap to the cars behind by the end of the race. Drupally currently in 6th. 6 drivers remaining. Is out on the intermediates, and he actually is. It looks like Drupally made the right call because he is saving time. You can see he is saving some time to the car ahead. But to me, it just looks like it's still raining fairly heavily, but... Oh no, now he's losing some time. I don't know. It's a bit 50-50, but I'll give him props for at least taking the chance. Because you never know, it could have worked out better for him. And as I said, we can see here everyone's fairly spaced out right now. Slavage, after his mistakes, even after his mistakes, is still holding on to 5th right now. It's very possible for him. He's also only a couple seconds behind Slingshot. So Slingshot got to be careful of that as well. Slavage could definitely fight him for 4th tonight, or potentially even for the podium if Jelly messes up at all. That penalty's really going to hurt Jelly. Sparky now 4.5 seconds behind the race leader, Vodka Victory. Slavage has used up pretty well all of his ERS right now in an attempt to try to catch up to Slingshot. Currently 3 seconds behind Sling, but he is gaining rapidly on the Alfa Romeo driver. He's definitely gaining on him. Meanwhile, Sling, though, still has 80% of his ERS. Sling just saving it all up. While Slavage is burning every chance he got. Currently 11 laps into the race. And everyone else besides Drupally is still out on the wet tires. No one has pit for the intermediates just yet. Because again, it's not like Drupally is saving a crazy amount of time or anything. And it's still raining pretty heavily. So we'll see. But props to anyone who finishes this race tonight. Anyone who finishes this race at all tonight gets my kudos. But there you go, Slavage. Yeah, Slavage is saving a lot of time on Slingshot rapidly now. Has it down to less than 2 seconds to sling. So we'll probably see these two fight here very shortly. So as you can just see how quickly people can get their ERS back up in the rain. Slavage already got it back up to 30%. Slingshot definitely being a little too conservative with his ERS here in the wet. I mean, if it was the dry, fair enough. It's hard to get your ERS back here at Monza in the dry, but it's the wet, you know? Like, look how fat. Like, Slavage basically had no ERS, now he already has another 30% ready to burn. So, I don't know. I think Sling is being a little too conservative with his ERS. You can see he's not using, like, any at all. Still holding on to 80% ERS right now. So, he is being very conservative with it. Slavage now only a second and a half behind Slingshot. Currently on par for his highest finishing position that he's ever had in a race in an ACS yet. I believe he got 7th, I think he got 7th for 8th last week at Zandvoort, so this would top that. If Slavage can finish this race, this will be a great finish for him and Alpine. We will see. Like I said, he already got it back up to 40% ERS, like, and he's extremely close the gap to Sling. And Sling hasn't burned an ounce. He almost has 90% ERS right now. Like, yeah, see, look, Slavage got up to 50 now and burning it. Yeah. A huge misplay from Slingshot, in my opinion, here, not using his ERS at all in the wet. It's like you get it back so fast in the wet, you might as well burn. There's no reason not to burn it when you have the chance, because you just get it back so easily in the wet. And we're halfway through the race, and everyone is pretty much still out on the wet tires. And there we go. Slavage, though, gets past Sling, because Sling decides to pit now. See what Slingshot's going to pit for. I imagine it will be the intermediates. Is that what he's going to? Let's see. Oh, camera angle. And no, Slingshot has actually opted to come out on another set of full wet tires. Which, I mean, I guess under the circumstances, it does make sense. I mean, it is still pissing rain right now, halfway into the race. So Slingshot has actually made the call to come out on a new set of full wet tires. Still 7 seconds ahead of Droopy behind. Droopy also has that 5-second penalty. And as you can see, like I said, look, Slavage. He had all his ERS used at one point, now it's all the way back up to 62%. Sling at 100% ERS now. Oh, man. You hate to see it, because it's just such a misplay, in my opinion, for Slingshot to not be using his ERS at all. Like, what is going on? If you have it at 100, man, you might as well burn it. But there goes Vodka Victory. Vodka Victory actually is the next person to go into the pits. Let's see who he follows after. And nope, Vodka Victory is going to do the exact same thing that Slingshot did. Vodka Victory goes in for a set of full wet tires, just like Slingshot did. Comes out on another set. Slavage now also goes into the pits. I imagine he's going to follow the same suit as Vodka and Sling. And yes, he is. He's also going to come out in a fresh set of wets. They are holding Slavage there for a second, though. As you can see, Vodka Victory is not holding back with his ERS. Vodka Victory's burning off as much as he can now. Try to catch back up to the two McLarens. The two McLarens being the only drivers who have not pit yet. Both of them still out on the full wet tires. Maybe they're hoping they can hold out for the rain to slow down so they can pit to the inners. Potentially. Also, technically... Oh, yellow flag sector free! Sparky's out! Sparky's out of the race! That's going to be a full safety car! And just like that, Sparky is out of the Italian Grand Prix. Wow, Sparky crashes out. His teammate Jelly has the 3-second time penalty, still needs to pit. So this is going to be... Oh my goodness, and Jelly picks up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car caused by his teammate. Oh my goodness. This race has just gone from bad to worse for McLaren. I mean, if you're Jelly, you basically just have to do your pit stop now. Yeah, and that's exactly what Jelly's going to do. Jelly is going to do his pit stop now. Let's see what he does. Is he going to come out on inners or a fresh set of wets like everyone else? Here goes Jelly. And he's throwing on another set of wets just like everyone else. So, oh my goodness. So this could be this entire race could be a full wet race here at Monza. That's what the drivers are expecting it to be. I mean, they know more than me with the weather report, so it looks like that's how it's going to be. It's just going to be piss and rain until the very end of the race. This safety car will give the remaining drivers a little bit of a reprieve, though. It'll give them a little reprieve. Get them to chill out. Vodka Victory will be leading on the safety car restart. And just like that, 5 drivers remain in the Grand Prix. Abrupt retired from the race earlier, and Sparky just crashed out that time. And that is, like I said, full safety car. Drupally, the only person currently out on the inners. Everyone else is out on fresh sets of wet tires. We'll see how that works out for them, because this safety car might have actually screwed over the drivers, because the safety car is going to extend the duration of the race. So, you know, that could cause the rain to actually start slowing down sooner than people were expecting. So as I'm saying, 5 drivers remaining. Vodka Victory is going to start from the front for the race restart here under the safety car. With Jelly behind, though Jelly, like I said, does still have that 3-second time penalty. And then Slingshot, Slavage, and Drupally. So all of a sudden, this is going to bunch Slingshot and Slavage up once again. So they're going to be fighting once again. And at this point, they're basically fighting for a podium position. A podium finish here. So this is huge for the two of them. There's only going to be about 10 laps left of the race once the safety car goes in. So really, they just got to keep it together for 10 more laps. And everyone is almost getting bunched up here now, except for Drupally. Drupally's still a ways back. So that's why the safety car is still going around. Drupally is still a ways back from everyone. On the intermediate tires, yeah, unfortunately, I admire the attempt from Drupally, but unfortunately, jeez, I can't talk tonight. Unfortunately, the intermediate tires just did not work out for Drupally in this case. Though, as we can see, Drupally has pitted again. Oh, so that's what's happened. Drupally has actually pitted again for another set of intermediate tires. So, funny enough, Drupally actually taking the gamble, pits for a second time under the safety car for a fresh set of inners. So he still has another opportunity for the rain to slow down, which could allow him to catch time on the others. Funny enough. Wow, okay. So actually not too bad for Drupally at all. Not too bad. Safety car is going to stay out for one more lap. So that should give him time to catch up to everyone else. For the race. Before everyone goes back to racing speed. And there we go. Drupal is closing in on the others there now. He'll be there for the race restart. 5 drivers remaining. We all knew not everyone was going to finish this race. We all knew someone wasn't finishing. In this case, just happened to be Sparky. Sparky crashed out from the race lead, from the leading position in the race. He crashed out. But hey, it's Monza in the frickin' wet. So, I mean, you can't beat yourself up too much about it, honestly. But here we go. The safety car is going in. And the race is back on. Here we go. Vodka Victory starting from the race lead. Jelly just behind. Both of them using ERS here on the straightaway. Jelly does have that 3-second time penalty, though, that he has to be wary of. Of course. He has to keep that in mind. He does have that 3-second time penalty. So even if he can't fight Vodka for the lead, he still has to try to pull ahead from the cars behind, so can at least secure second place for McLaren, especially now that his teammate, unfortunately, is out of the race. Drupal on the intermediate tires, once again following behind the guys in front. Slavage and Slingshot here fighting for this podium position right now. Slavage burning ERS, both of them about the same ERS here. Slavage is fighting Slingshot. Wants to overtake him here going into the final sector. It's actually crazy how different this track looks in the wet, my god. Both of them falling behind the top two at the moment. Drupal 2, the intermediate's still not working for Drupal right now. Slavage is burning ERS. Sling is as well, though. Sling realizing now, Sling finally starts burning ERS. Sling finally starts burning ERS. Has to try to keep Slavage at bay here. These are some big points the two of them are fighting for right now. Drupal's just 2 seconds back, watching all this go down right now. Vodka Victory setting new fastest lap of the race at 1:42.7 on the wet tires. See here now, Slavage burning off one more ERS. Is Slingshot using? Slingshot is down to 57%, so he is using. Slavage using some as well. And you can just see how fast it goes back up in the wet. My god, man. The ERS recovers so fast in the wet. Crazy enough. Drupal is slowly starting to gain some time to Slavage, though. Especially since even Slavage is using, too. Drupal still has 80% of his ERS. So Drupal holding on there on the inners. Slavage once again putting the pressure on Slingshot. Has almost full ERS right now. Actually has the ERS advantage to Sling as well. Vodka Victory still holding that lead from Jelly. And I mean, he has time to play with because Jelly also has that 3-second time penalty. So right now, if Slavage and Sling want to fight Jelly for second place, they have to get within 3 seconds of Jelly. And that doesn't look like that's going to happen because right now they've actually been losing a ton of time to Jelly. They're actually 6.5 seconds behind Jelly now, and that time is getting Bigger and bigger. Oh, and we see the Alfa Romeo of Druply actually go a little wide there. Jelly actually goes into the pits. Oh, I guess he probably still had his drive-through penalty he had to serve. Yep, and that's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. I almost forgot. Jelly still had his drive-through penalty to serve from speeding under the safety car. So let's see how far behind he comes back out here now with Druply just coming through the first chicane there. Jelly serves his drive-through penalty. Still has that 3-second penalty though. But Jelly now comes out of the pits 12 seconds behind the next car ahead, which is Druply. So this is actually huge for Slavage and Slingshot now. Slavage and Slingshot actually both fighting for second place now. Funny enough. Slavage and Slingshot fighting for second place at the Italian Grand Prix in the wet. Only 7 laps left in the race. It's all come down to the wire here, fighting for second. Vodka Victory has a pretty reasonable gap to them, though. Vodka Victory currently over 9 seconds ahead of Sling and Slavage. So if Vodka can keep it together, this race is as good as his. If Vodka Victory can keep his head down and keep it together, this race is as good as his. He is increasing his gap to the cars behind. And now that Jelly has had to serve his drive-through penalty, Vodka looks like he has this in the bag now. He just has to keep it together. Druply, though, on the inners, doing a really good job right now, keeping up with Slavage and Slingshot. Slavage once again burning ERS. Slingshot currently has 50. Slavage is burning it down. Going to have around almost the same around there as Slingshot now. Burned up a ton just to try to keep up with Sling. So to some extent, Slingshot is still outpacing Slavage here. He's losing time to him in some areas, but he's gaining a lot of time on him in others. Oh, and Slavage actually going at it here with Slingshot around this corner in the full wet. And there you go. Amazing move from Slavage there in the Alpine. Slavage takes second position from Slingshot. Oh, Slavage getting a little risque with that curb there, though. He's very lucky. His car remains stable. Druply now also right behind his teammate on the intermediate tires. Druply is definitely keeping up with Sling and Slavage right now. My goodness. But like I said, good stuff to Slavage. Wicked move from him there. Getting ahead of Slingshot, moving himself up into second. This could be a possible second place finish for Slavage. This could be his first podium finish here in NACS, so this is huge for him. But both Alfa Romeos are obviously still going to try to fight him for that. Vodka Victory pulling even more time now. 5 laps remaining in the Grand Prix. Blue Jelly is also somewhat saving time to Druply. He got the gap down from 12 to 10 seconds now. However, you know, he also has that 3-second time penalty to contest with. So, unfortunately, yeah, I think that might be it for Jelly. Unless someone makes a mistake, that's probably going to be it for Jelly because of that time penalty as well. Even if he catches up to Druply to try to fight him, he's going to have the time penalty to deal with. Druply is keeping up with his teammate Slingshot. Slingshot now, unfortunately, has lost a ton of time to Slavage ahead. Now that Slavage has gotten past Slingshot, he's kind of flown by. Slavage, I mean, you got to give props to Slavage tonight. He's shown great pace and great consistency here. Oh no, Slingshot goes a little wide there. Goes over the curb there, has to keep it together. His teammate Druply gets past him there on the intermediate tires. And there goes Druply. Gets past his teammate Slingshot. Where is Slingshot's pace going? What is going on? Sling still has 76% ERS. Slavage. Now here's the thing though. Slavage is still burdened up a ton of ERS. These guys still have double his ERS, but Slingshot has actually now fallen out of the podium positions. His teammate on the intermediate tires, who started from the back of the grid, has now overtaken him, Where has Slingshot's pace gone? These last couple laps on these wet tires, he's just started to fall behind extremely. Jelly now only 8 seconds behind Sling. Only a couple laps left though. Not really much Jelly is really going to be able to do, but still. My goodness. Unfortunate for Slingshot. I mean, this will still be a solid result for the team, but unfortunately, it looks like the Alfa Romeo drivers aren't going to be able to compete with Slavage. Slavage, 3.5 seconds up the road from Druply, who is a second and a half ahead of his teammate now. Unfortunately, Slingshot is just hemorrhaging time right now, just losing more and more time as the laps go on. Jelly now only 7 seconds behind Sling. At this point, Sling has to be careful to potentially lose another position. Still raining, so again, this was a full wet race the entirety of Monza. My goodness. Druply, like I said, still out on these intermediate tires now. He did save some time there too. Slavage, I wonder if Slavage made a mistake there, or if these intermediate tires are just now starting to come in and be the better option over these wet tires. Because Druply now only a second and a half behind Slavage. Could definitely fight him. Slingshot only 2 seconds behind his teammate. All it takes is one mistake from Slavage, and these two Alfa Romeos will be flying past him. So right now, Slavage has to keep it together for these final couple of laps if he wants to secure P2 here at Monza. Props to Druply, the only person who's really messed with the intermediate tires so far tonight. And it's working out for him here, currently in P3, fighting for P2. For Alfa Romeo, vodka victory though, still, like I said, pretty comfortably sitting with that 12-second gap. Comfortably going for the win here to recover from the points he lost last week at Zandvoort. Druply burning up ERS now, down to 50%. Slavage almost has all his ERS burnt, just trying to keep Druply behind him. So it appears that what we were thinking was true. Oh, and Slavage's car is sliding. Loses the position to Druply. Druply takes second from him. Slavage lucky he kept the car stable, but now he's also going to lose time. Two Slingshot behind. Slingshot now only a second and a half behind Slavage. With less than 3 laps to go here in the Grand Prix. Slavage now is trying to hold on. Just trying to keep it together, or at least hold on to the podium position here. But his car, you can tell he's really struggling here, though, too. My goodness. Yeah, Slavage is lucky he didn't crash out there, to be honest. Wow. Wow. Very lucky he didn't completely lose it there coming out of that first chicane. But Druply, good stuff. The Druply started from the back, now currently has set himself up for a second place finish. It looks like the gamble with the intermediates has finally worked out for Druply. At least that's how it appears to me anyway. It looks like the intermediates are finally starting to come in. It looks like the intermediates are finally starting to work for him and outperform the wet tires. So that's good for him. Slingshot almost in that second range of Slavage with 2 laps to go. still on the table to fight Slavage for that podium position. All it takes is one more mistake from Slavage, and Slingshot will be past him, and will take that that podium from him if he's not careful. So Slavage has to keep it together for these final 2 laps, or Slingshot will get past him, and it will be a double podium finish for Alfa Romeo. Jelly, like I said, no chance for Jelly, though. Jelly 4.5 seconds. Oh, yellow flag in Sector 2, though. Slavage has made that mistake we talked about. There we go. Jelly also is going to get by Slavage. At this point, Slavage has to at least get 4th, at least keep up with Jelly, but oh my goodness, yeah, these Slavage's wet tires are gone. So unfortunately, I think Slavage just cost himself a podium finish here. Unfortunately for Slavage, he was on par. He was on course for a P2 finish here at Monza. But unfortunately, these wet tires, it looks like, are finally starting to be the end of him. He has a lap and a half left to go to finish the race. You know, at this point, like I said, only 5 guys remaining. At worst, he will still finish with a P5, but it will suck because this could have been his first podium finish in NACS. But he's just made too many mistakes. Very similar to his teammate Benzo Slice, who, if any of you guys watched our race last week at Zandvoort, Benzo in the Alpine could have potentially won the Dutch Grand Prix, but he just made too many mistakes near the end, and Sparky was able to catch him on the final corner, on the final straight coming up to the line. Because Benzo made too many mistakes. Otherwise, Benzo would have won. Oh, but Vodka Victory has actually crashed. Vodka Victory has gone into the wall. On the final lap of the Grand Prix, Vodka Victory has gone into the wall. Drupally coming up on him here. Let's see what the gap is coming up here. Oh, and Drupally Bunyan also struggles there with that chicane. But Vodka Victory is still in the lead of the race. He still has a 6-second gap to the car behind, which is Drupally. But that was a huge... Vodka Victory extremely lucky there. Vodka Victory actually almost lost the win on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Oh, but Slavage picks up a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. So yeah, that's going to be it for Slavage. He's going to finish with a 5th place finish here at Monza. It's going to suck for him, because obviously he could have had a P2. I mean, he'll take the P5, he'll take the points, but it could have been his first podium finish here at NACS. So that means Jelly will gain a position off that. Jelly will gain at least 4th. He's right behind Slingshot now after all that madness. He's using every bit of ERS he can to try to catch up to Slingshot and steal the, fight him. But again, Jelly has that 3-second time penalty, so Jelly can't really get anything off here at all. So even if he gets past Slingshot here, Jelly will still get... He's not fighting for a podium here. Nope. And there you go. As you can see. So congratulations to Vodka Victory. He is still your race winner tonight, but he is a very lucky man. He is a very lucky man, because that was almost Drupally Bunyan's win there. If, he's very lucky. Vodka very lucky that he didn't completely demolish the car. Fortunately, he managed to keep it out of the wall and was able to still finish the race in the lead. So like I said, congrats to Vodka Victory, but that could have easily been the end of his race there on the final lap. But Vodka Victory does still win the Italian Grand Prix. Good stuff to him. And congrats to Drupally and Slingshot for a double podium finish for Alfa Romeo. Drupally going from the back to second, and Slingshot managing to finish on the podium after Slavage made all those mistakes, and Jelly had the drive-through penalty. So good stuff. Before we end things off tonight, and also Vodka secured fastest lap, so Vodka got the most possible points he could have out of that race. But like I said, he's very lucky that he didn't DNF there on the final lap. That could have been really bad for him. But regardless, that would have been a 1-2 finish for Alfa Romeo. But regardless, let's get the 3 of them in here for a quick podium interview before we wrap things up tonight.
Hello, hello.
Hey, hello.
Hello, make sure your audio is included.
Yep, it's included.
Just waiting for Drupally there. Just send him an invite a second. There we go. Trooply, make sure your audio is included, bud.
Got it there, bud.
Alrighty, we'll start off with Vaga. Congrats on your win, man. But you're a lucky bastard that you didn't
Good job, man.
DNF there on the last lap. What happened there? Where did you lose it to?
No, I was just trying to be a little overzealous and push ERS on the straight beforehand, and I just messed up the braking zone, and I was like, oh, gonna stop. Oh, I'm spinning. And then I was like, oh, I gotta save this. So, I backed up and then put her in gear and took her home.
Yeah, you're like, I can't lose to the guy with the broken computer.
Hey, my broken computer got me through today, but...
Nah, man, good stuff
Yeah.
on Drupally though, and everybody else. That was a fun little race. I wasn't even worried about anything because I just saw that I was catching them nice and quick, and then I had my little battle in a nice little fun spot. Took my position, and then there we go. We went. I pit.
Oh yeah.
They tried to push on some old tires. One crashed, the other one got a drive-through penalty. So when he was behind me, I was a little scared because he seemed like he was pushing. But then I was like, I'll let him pass if he wants. But
right.
at the end
Yeah.
of the day, we're
penalty
here.
Anyway. But no, good stuff to everyone who finished that race. Because my God, I apologize because commentators cursed because during the qualifying I said, I find this game doesn't really rain that often at Monza for some reason.
As a joke, before as soon as like Sparky and everybody left and qualifying was about to transition to the grid, I was like, oh, by the way, it's raining. I didn't even look or anything like that. Next thing you know, it's pouring fucking rain.
Pouring rain, yeah.
I think I was
Very
the only
tricky.
person that actually knew it was going to rain. I saw it, the quality too.
Yeah, because you were just sat in the pits the whole time, so you
Yeah.
just looked at it. No, but it also, congrats, Droop. Great recovery for you, man, from the back. You were having troubles. You could see that, like, your pace was a little off, but you just waited for other people to make mistakes. How did the inners feel? Because I feel like that was... I mean, I give you props for at least trying it anyway.
It didn't give me pace on them, but it gave me pace on myself compared to the wets. I'll say that. Because on the wets, my setup that I had, or something, I don't know why, but when the first pit stop I made, the reason I made it is because my front tires had less than 20% wear, and my rear tires were already at 40% wear at like lap 7 or something. And I was already way behind everybody, sliding everywhere, so I was like, piss on it, let's see what these inners are like. And I put them on, and I was faster than what myself was on the wets, but I wasn't really making inroads on them per se, like until the safety car. And towards the end, like the last few laps there, I guess the track started to dry up or their tires started wearing. The inners had a lot less wear for me than the full wets. So you know, when under safety car, I pitted for another set to get rid of that 5-second penalty. And I guess, I just picked up pace on them right there at the end. Made those 2 overtakes to get up in the second. Yeah, man, completely shocked. Wasn't expecting it.
Oh, yeah, no, man. That was a good recovery for you. And, of course, for your teammate, Sling, I bet you were jumping for joy when Slavage was making all those mistakes at the end.
Yes, I was, man. I was like, he got me. I made a mistake, and he passed me. I was catching him. I was catching him up, but then I was like, I'm not going to have enough time. And then I saw him slide to the side. I'm like, I'm on. I got it. But I was being ran down by the fast man, but I had enough ERS, and he had 3-second penalty, so it all worked out.
Yeah, and yeah, it's a shame for. I mean, like I said, Slavage still gets a good haul of points, but it's a shame because I mean he was on course for a P2 finish there.
No, I overtook him clean. He didn't have a mistake when I over.
So good on him that he kept together, stayed in the race. Yeah, that was shocking to see Sparky crash out. But I mean, these were.
No, I'm joking.
So yeah, that race was good in my opinion. I mean, what happened there at turn 1 with Abrupt? I couldn't see who, like, because I thought Jelly backed off Jelly wasn't trying to fight Vodka into that corner. So Jelly backed off, but then because he backed off, did Abrupt hit into the back of him or something? Like
he hit him on the side. He kind of hit him on the side pontoon. Hit the side pontoon. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
It was kind of like they were going through that at the same time, and Chipu kind of had nowhere to go. He was on the curb, and then he went in, trying to shut the door, and they just bumped each other.
Yeah, I can imagine. I was saying that must be rough for some people like him who are expecting, oh, just show up, have a nice little smooth race at Monza, and then it's pissing rains.
Man, I all that practice that I did, and I didn't think about it would probably rain on this track.
Nope.
But everything worked out. I mean, I started picking up my pace after I went and changed my tires out, because that's how Travis caught up to me in the first place. You know,
yeah.
It's like, hey, look, you know, you're not doing something right. And then I picked it up when I came back out, and I was like, hey, look, he's gonna have a hard time with me, but I made that mistake. He passed me.
Oh yeah, but regardless, I mean, that's another double podium for Alfa Romeos. I mean,
sir,
couldn't. And you almost didn't race, Droop. So
I know. I literally got the computer working about 3 hours before the race, and I was still doing updates when Bach had already made the practice session before the race, and I was still updating.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, once again, before we conclude things tonight, once again, good stuff, Vodka. You recovered after last week. What happened last week at Zandvoort?
Yeah, man, good job.
Sparky also DNF'd. You couldn't really have hoped for more. I don't think.
So wait, did Sparky just crashed or what?
Yeah, he was trying to push because I undercut him.
Okay. I was like, dang,
so it went from bad to worse for McLaren. He crashed, and then his safety car, Jelly, got the speeding under. So
I need to catch the pack. Got that safety car. I was like 40 seconds back.
Hey man, anytime I can actually get in there with the faster guys than me, and I can get on the podium and they don't, I'll take it.
Hey man, you got that podium all right.
Oh yeah, man.
Thanks. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Good stuff, fellas. That's gonna finish things off for tonight. To anyone watching, join us next Saturday, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for race 18, which will be at Mexico. Clearly the best track on the calendar. Not a single problem with it at all. So I recommend you tune in that if you want to hear someone shit on a track for an hour and a half.
You shoot yourself.
Alrighty, guys. Good stuff.
All right, good race, boys. Good win, Balkan.
Yes, sir. Good job, guys.